town needs. I'd like to get a reasonably polished town. That way it can kind of be a template of an idea for other towns. We definitely need better walls. There's like no contrast there. I don't think we have, we don't have a way to exit. I'm gonna wait on that. Because I'm probably gonna expand that town more. Let's go up to the cave. Which reminds me. I've got that muted, but it was still, when I turned it on, it was a little high yesterday. I think I want to recreate, we're going to do the same thing, I think, but with probably all of the walls in the game. So for the town walls, we just run the town. Maybe not. That's because we don't have any, we don't have a transition data there. I think I'll have these work differently when you're in a town. I think I'll just load that on a separate layer, maybe. Although that's a whole other can of worms for sure. Or I could just have it, like we could have it off to the side and just teleport. That might be an efficient way to do it so that like you'll never see it unless you do that teleport. And we'll just have to customize our transition code a bit. So for example, if I go and copy this, right? Just like do something like that. And so, right, like we know it's always going to keep those dimensions. And so we just kind of do it over here. I use the eyedropper to paint that. And we're going to need, on the top layer, we got to do the stairs. So it's going to be down, right? And I think we have to do the same thing for the basement. And so we'll figure out what that has to look like so that the camera can't see. We might also just, oops, let's, how do I break that? There we go. We could just, like on rooms of this size, we could just center the camera so they can't move around and see these other things. But we'll figure all that out. So if the basement, we come down, so it's going to be on this side, kind of like that. And what we can actually do, we can flip it. That might be nice. Although that doesn't really add up. So the stairs are going down that way, right? So I think we do have to kind of just do that. That's okay. That'll work for now. So, good. We really need furniture and torches. And then we can start figuring out what these other buildings will look like. And we'll go from there. I don't really feel like working on art today, though. I think we'll just get the functionality in for this and then figure out what else we can do. So top top layer returns transition, bottom layer. So I think what we do is in tile transitions, we just check if, first off, let's do this. I think Svensker should go before the cave. Try to keep it in chronological order of the game progression, at least for now. And then, so, we have to grab, so if we go, let's do upstairs first, 13.5. So if we hit the transition at 13.5, these are both going to be there. We're going to teleport to negative 23.4. And then here is going to be 5.5. So if we step on the transition tile at 5.5, we're going to teleport to negative 31.25. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Make sure I was right. Negative 29. What's going on here? Negative 31.25. So what we're going to do is check if this matches that. And if so, we're just going to move, we're going to like teleport the player. And so before we do that, actually, I mean, I can still do a transition, but let's just, we'll do, so we do, oh, my mouse keeps drifting. It's like getting pushed. I really should get a wireless mouse. I hate, I'm just fixing this real quick. It's going to be this. So for now, I don't want to emit that. So we're just doing that check that I described in here, right? If this equals that, or no, actually it's if, yeah, if this equals that, because that's always going to be our scene name for the world. We do that. Yeah, good. We're yielding for the player to finish moving. That's perfect. So once we're done moving onto that tile, we can just do something like, we're going to need a player teleport, which is kind of like, it's going to be map to world, target, so. And we can worry about facing later, but so my player, should the actor have this? For now, we'll just put it in player. And for that, I think, wasn't I, how am I moving the player? Init player, okay, so let's see, let's go to, I think it's in here, init player. So here, so we're going to change this to Because this is basically what we have to do in that, and it's going to make it reusable. So we can keep main the same, but we're just going to pass this and then remove, oops, all of these. That looks good. So teleport looks good. Or am I doing that down here? So we can give that a shot. Needs work. Position equals position. Let's take a look. Oh no. I know what I'm doing wrong. We don't want target cell. We want we want tile transition. Hey. Oh. Did I not? Maybe 3125. Oh, we didn't do the way to get back. And so we just flip these. Which I wonder if we could do that manually. I mean, automatically. But for now. Just do this. We're kind of just swapping. This really is something I should be doing automatically. Like I could have, I don't know. We could have a bowl in here. Actually, let's do that. So I'll show you what we're going to do here. So it's going to be a bowl for create opposite. Just make it the no, just make it mandatory. And so resource, so it'll have an init. Do for it'll loop through these. For key in keys. Do dude, that double A is messing me up. I don't know if you remember from yesterday. It's like the A key. Half the time when I press it, it double presses. I'm trying to see if it's like a way that I press it. Or... Now it's fine. Janky. So, I'm just going to do... oh, wait. How do we want to do this? Maybe just be data. Like for... I don't know if this is really how we have to do it, but it should work. So for world name and data keys, right? That's these. We're just getting those keys, and then we're getting the dictionary to each of them. And so we're going to loop through. And so if value, no, let's actually call this. So if dot do data world name. I don't really care right now. We can optimize later. It's going to be data from do we add or do we just put it in? I think I could look at the yeah, you just put that. So it's going to be let's see what I call it, target cell. I can hardly type on this with that double A. We can stop running that too. So we're putting the target cell there. Really kind of sucks. I think I want to array it because oh my. Do that. Do that. I'm about to swap this keyboard out right now. Target scene name. And it's going to be we actually need it's going to be get might as well get that once. Cells is going to be that, but get keys. Tile transitions is that, but values. And here we can do this. Target scene name. I'm going to call this. So we got to set that. I'm going to call this TT. That's it. Just TT equals. Already. TT equals. Oh. And then we do TT. 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 It's going to be TT dot target. Let's see, world dicts, we don't need that. Keys. So this reduces the need. Let me see here. Like I could probably even do one for caves, so it automatically makes, you know, one for the adjacent tile there. Let's take a look. These are all one way. That's one way. Oh, like I wonder if we can expand this so that the create opposite could actually work. I mean, there's always going to be an inverse, right? I mean, pretty much. And so we can have it do it. We actually need. So let me think on this real quick. Actually going to be data. And this actually needs to be. So we're at the target scene name and target cell, we're making the inverse, right? And this has to be false because otherwise it will be an infinite loop, I think. We just keep making them over and over. Save that. And so theoretically, we could just put, you know, like if anything that's going to and fro the world map, we can just call from the world map now. Because this will create the inverse at all of those points. And then here, these are just the, we can put like kings. Right, so if anything's interior, we might just do that. So I'm going to test it by commenting that out and also commenting these out, because those are all inverses. So if we want to go grab the player, get you up to the cave, we'll test it there. Base dictionary. But why can't I add that to it? Let's just be able to automatically do it that way, right? We do data has then we're gonna give it make it a dict. Oh, it's a beautiful thing when things just work. Gotta love it. So yeah, we need to fix that loading. I don't know why there's a delay on that. Let's see if this works. Beautiful. And we can, I don't know if we want to transition because like they're going up the steps and it should be fast, right? Or down the steps. Cool. So we can just, we don't need that anymore. Then these, we don't have to, what's wrong? Why did that just break? What did I delete? Oh, I see. We gotta keep that one. So we only have to make something other than the world map if they are interior to interior transitions. Or maybe you have a warp that would go, let me think. Like if you had a teleport, right, in the game, and maybe there's a portal, right, in Svensgrove, that could go from Svensgrove to whatever world. But we would still, let me think. If you had the teleporter at that same spot in, wherever you're going, then you can keep this how it is. Otherwise, you would just do false, and then you have to manually create that other tile transition. So that seems to work pretty well. Oh, you know what? I think it's going to be nice. Instead of having that off to the side, we really should have it on its own layer because we can just draw that. I'm going to show you what I mean here. We're going to do this, right? So like we can just draw that over top and that'll hide that. We'll still be able to see everything else. And what we can do with that is, wait, was I on the top layer? I'm a little bit confused now. That looks okay. We can add some, like a black overlay to this one. Let me see if I have a U overlay. Probably would it be in GUI? We can just search overlay. No. They're pretty easy to make. I want one that I can set the color and then toggle it on and off. I could use a shader. Because basically, you just have to make sure that overlay is big enough to cover the map. Or I have to move it. We could put it on the GUI. No, then it would go over this. And we'd have to worry about z-index. And I don't think there's really any issue in just having a giant color rect. So actually this is, so just do that, get some opacity. This has to be over everything. Except the actors. Okay, that's an issue. We want actors that are, maybe we do need some Z indexing or something. Oh, I know it's gonna have to happen. So basically, why can't I edit that? Each layer is gonna need its own Y sort. But I think it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna look good for those transitions. Okay. Just trying to figure out a good way to do this. I think pretty much what to do. Do I not have the bottom? Yeah. This. So. Top layer. Let's set these. Whoops. And oh, these don't come with the right tile set. That's pain in the butt. Easy fix. So my logic here is that we take this. Oops, I messed that up. Oops. We take that, copy it, and if we're lucky, we can just paste that there. All right. And then I think I can just delete all that. Let's use this guy. I don't know when we got all mountains, but oh man, that's tricky because I guess we can do second. I want to change all those to tile map layer top. Then we kind of have to duplicate that. Basement. So then, first off, basement wants to get rid of that. So we can hide the second floor. The basement. Now we're going to copy this. Really, I could have. Why isn't. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. We have to go here. And then we can go to basement. Let's plop that. Okay. Okay, so those are going to be easy. But we gotta go here. So we could just put this on each of these, and then we put show behind parent. So we can just toggle that on, right? See what we're doing. Then that tile map layer top. Go into our stairs. So that's the second floor, so that's going to have these, right? Now the basement is going to have these. Okay. And now we have to put those guys actually go there. So see what's happening, right? We're creating that. I'm going to duplicate this and put it down here. Actually, below that. Background. So when we do that, we want to toggle that. Of course, now that I'm doing this, we have to change our transitions because we don't need to go off the map. And then there's the basement. So how do we handle that? So we don't need that now. We could just say how do we tell it to go to the next floor? I think we're gonna do. Let me look at this. Where am I going? I've got so many different things open. So we don't need that. We need the tile. What's this in? Tile map expanded. Let's look at that. So I think we're going to make, we're not going to extend that, but we're going to make something like it. Does this need, does not need a resource. I'm going to cut tile floor transition. Okay, and then we go to, or let's change that to tile transition. That way it's, you know, right next to it. And then we can do this. And all we need, I'm going to do, actually the floors can just be, do like bar, no, can't do that, target floor. And all you need is just passing that along. So now we can do things like, I think we need, I think by default it's probably going to be both ways. We'll copy that. Suppose that reopen. So it's all down here. By default to true. Okay. Now in here, instead of doing it this way, we keep those cells, but it's going to be that. Make sure we save that so it's all readable. Cyclical. I don't understand that. Let's try. We might have to do it. Close this out. We might even have to. What's the problem? Is there a problem in here? Might just need a reload. Let's do that now. Oh, okay, that's good. So yeah, we don't need that. What do we need? We need the floor. Maybe we need floor range. Okay, that's interesting. So we do a range. Let's be right, -1 to 1. All right. We have the basement, and then we have 0, and we have 1. And, or no, I'm sorry. 13.5 is this one. So that's going to be 0 to 1. this one's going to be -1 to 0. And so we can maybe make like, it's pretty legible, I think. We just have to update this to be an array. For range equals, or no. And just do that. Just clean that out. Create opposite. Do we even need that now that we're doing floors? I don't think so. That's good. So in the shoots. Oh, we might need to rethink this now that we have all these different layers. And so I think what needs to happen is we have a top layer node 2D that'll kind of handle that top level, this top level thing. So we'll do make scene root. And then this will hold the name there. I'll call this, maybe ground floor. And this is maybe where we make these reusable. We make each floor a thing. Get those in there. We don't need all of that. Really, we don't need any of those on that. And we'll just have to move the player between the floors. I think we don't. So ground floor, we won't use that. Because that's always going to be the main floor, I think. Let's see. Yeah, so whatever the main floor, we'll call it maybe. That way we know it's always going to be in the background. Right, these are just supplemental. And I think I am going to make this its own thing. I think by default we'll just cover that much, maybe. And or no, I don't know if we want to do that. Because then I don't have direct access to that, and it gets sloppy when you're inheriting those things. And I really don't like inheriting tile maps. So maybe we just manually, we have a template. Like this is our new template. These two can maybe be off of this now. Okay. And then basement needs the same thing. So there's going to need to be some functionality that I have to send up to this now. And this will be, we don't want this in worlds, we want it in tile map standard. I would call it, maybe this can be the world now. Makes sense. So if you're on Godot 4, I'm pretty sure tile maps have layers built in, and it probably functions like this, but it's probably a lot cleaner. Since I'm on Godot 3, I have to kind of roll my own system. And so since we're just doing that as the template, that should be good. That's our second. Here's our basement. Oh, you know what? Maybe we do need this in order, because then, like, but if you go up, you would still see that. And so I think basically we can hide. The logic will be you show all of the floors except for the ones above you. Or we can implement some custom logic. I'm just going to shut up and implement this. Basically, we have to move some stuff out. Actors get no player. Maybe we can change that to global.player. I have to save that in case though. Const. Let's see. We'll just have direction. We hit. Then we do. We could do like floor transition started. That sounds better. Like that. Keep it consistent. And then down here, I think we want to delete that. This would be. It's just was a reference. Transition. Yeah, those are just references. Then we can do if we do that. Else. We know we're probably going to be doing. We actually just put like P4 default level. That way it doesn't overlap or conflict. It's just going to be level. What's wrong with that? World Shadows and native class. Okay. So we'll call it like world container. Sure, why not? Let's going to be... Now we can just do that. Yeah, this is going to take a little bit of time because there's a lot of functionality we have to change since we have all of these different layers. So things like danger, we'll probably just want to handle in the world container. So it's going to be a pretty significant refactor the more I look at it. So here, if it is that, we want to do I think we need to check which probably going to need to send a direction from this guy from the top. So we're going to check which tile we're sending through. And so I think we're going to do up here, actually in this, it's going to be do we want to specify up or down? Yeah, we do. We're going to use that for the sound effects. Although I guess they could just play that here. But we might need it later. So here we can use that. It's going to be, we're going to be getting the auto tile chord, which I think is, it's pretty much the same logic right here. Float if so it'll be like up if else musician down. We do need to, that doesn't really account for things that aren't stairs. So we're going to need some checks here. So it's going to be match. It's like tile, find tile get name. It's going to be tile. So we have, we're going to be checking for probably stairs because that'll be the most common. And that's where we'll use this. We have applications, transition, because it's always, I think we do need that just for normal transitions where we won't make a sound. And then default, just pass for now. I hate that double A that keeps happening. And in between, we're gonna do save, so that shows up. We have cave. Because the cave is always, we're gonna kind of be walking down. At least how I have it set up now. Change that later, but so that's good. Make sure these match right. And stairs map location. Now I'm tempted to handle the sounds in here. Right, because we would play the sound and then we kind of like were fading out. But no, we have to wait until we hit that tile. And so we'll probably handle it on tile map layer bottom. But so now transition up if we are on, I really think is 0 prox is better. I'm going to do the same thing here. 0 if, let's clean that code up. Else 0.0. And so I just have to check in here. I want to double check my. So 0.0 we're going down. 1 we're going up. Is that right? Up if 0. So this needs to be swapped. Okay, we got that in. So now you need to handle that floor range. That's where we're going to use that. Honestly, I don't even know if we need floor range. It's just handled by cell. Like we might not need that. But we'll keep it for now. It's a good way to check for these. So floor transition started, and you know, it might be cool. I have a -1 in my enum. So if we can just do like 1, or just have like that, and have this at the end as -1, and that way I don't have to customize anything. So that's 0, that's 1. And then we can just do, it's going to be top. So if there is transition equals true, although it kind of messes that up. Let's do this on the wrong layer. We can put it here, function. This is going to be we'll just call it n. N equals go to here, and we can do, let's just say it is. Because then we can take this. All we have to do is that. And then get rid of that. And that up there. Put this down here. And we're going to just do if top position equals, what do we call that? Solid. And then we just do else. And that goes back to being direction, which I'm going to change that name. We do what do we call these levels? Change level. So basement, main floor. We're gonna have to move the player. Oops. Let's see, child node to position. So that way I can move them, bounce them around between. Let's see. Let's just look at child. There's a lot of. I'm gonna go up here. I guess that doesn't really help. So add child below node. There we go. It's always going to be something like. Actually, that doesn't work because it's not always going to be our child. Is it? Node, child, node. No, that doesn't work. Anything else, node? Let's see. So there's nothing that I'm seeing that allows me to, in one function, move a node that isn't your direct child. So I guess we could use the node path. Do I don't know if that'll work if we move it around. just need to call deferred. Owner's fine as long as we have get parent working. Then it's going to be floors. Should probably be dot add child player, and then for if I is less than index. Actually, we do floors I dot visible equals I is less than 4. So if you're below our current floor, we're going to just show you, and I can change this up later, but that should work for the logic that I want now. And so say we're on, I'm not going to explain it. You can just kind of see what's happening. But I forgot this is actually going to be a -1. So we need to account for that. So basement, we need to do an export for underground. Floor count. Just say defaults to 1, maybe. Let's do 0. What's wrong? Oh, export from. So up here, 1. I can automate that later. It's going to be I think I minus underground floor count. I might call this like floor, real floor. That. Enough. I is less than real floor index. No, real floor index less than 4. This would be I would be 0. Underground floor count would be 1, right? So we're subtracting that. That gives us -1 because we're underground. And so floors I, yeah, that looks good. And watch, we could do, I'm sure something's going to break, but we can do change floor, go -1. Also, we want to do if or after. So if we somehow send in something that isn't valid, we just exit. I don't think we need an error print. Let's see if this will run. Yeah, we're going to have to do some work. Transition floor. Let me look at these. So if TT equals tile transition, and I really, no, we do want them. That's fine. I just don't think we need these ranges. Not right now. But, oh, geez, not this again. To stop it. Okay, that just needs to be a reference. Otherwise, that'll keep breaking. I didn't want to run the whole game. Just wanted to run that. Value type. Let's see. I think this needs to get moved. Actors add child inst that following player caterpillar movement. Yeah, because we really just want one of those. Kind of making changes that are not easy to go back in and replace. I think I'm going to do that. So we're going to take this. We're just going for it. I don't mind if they're doing that. Roll container. Need that. Player. Should be fine. I'm not going to have that. Actors, add child. It's going to be yours. It's not add child. I just have to make sure we're moving. We have to do this for the caterpillar movement as well. So we do that. We do that. This just cleans it up a bit. Get parent, remove child. Just doing that. That's that shuffle there. So we'll just have one player and one caterpillar movement on each to begin with. Put them on the floor we want them to begin on. Should be good. Okay. We're getting somewhere. So they're doing that. We're going to call that now, and you're ready. Connect actors. That's fine. Set collision tiles. I'm going to take a break. I need to get some food. But we have a good start. This is going to crash, I'm pretty sure, and it's just because, actually I'm curious why that would be crashing, because the player should be created, oh, because we're doing it on a bottom layer that I'm guessing is, yeah, the basement, that's why. So we do, need that. We might need the player to send that up to the world container, and then they can send that down. But we'll come back to that.